this is Britt Caswell with another example video. In today's video, I'm covering example 1 from section 9-5 in the SavvasRealize Algebra 1 textbook. The goal of today's video is to complete the square, or at least to understand what it means to complete the square. I find that this is probably easier to describe with a problem that actually has numbers before I get into this general situation. So let's take a look at this expression. So the expression that we're doing is we're trying to find the value of c that makes this a perfect square trinomial. All right, that means we want to be able to write it in the form of x plus some kind of number squared. All right, now I could tell you from experience this is going to be in the number 3, but I want to show you where that 3 is coming from. So let's start with x squared. All right, x squared can be shown with a square, such as this blue one, with side lengths x by x. So this has an area of x squared. Now the 6x is represented by the green that you see here. So the skinny side of each of these rectangles is 1, and the long side is x. So the area of a single strip here is x. And there are 6 strips, which makes that 6x. All right, so this portion of the expression is x squared plus 6x. All right, and you could see along the top it's x plus 3 units, and down the side it's x plus 3 units. But then you have this little yellow area that isn't added into our expression yet. That's what our c value is. And so we need to find some way to describe this yellow area in order to make this a perfect square, because you can't really find the area of this square as x plus 3 times x plus 3 when it's missing a whole corner. And so you can kind of visually see it here where we got 3 going down, so it's splitting it 3 up and down. And then it's 3 side to side, so it splits it in 3 side to side. And so that's where this 9 is coming from, where you could see those 9 units. And so here's what we do algebraically. So in order to find c, what you need to do is you need to take the b value, divide it by 2, and then take whatever that number is and square it. And that will give you the expression that will give you a perfect square trinomial. Now, the trinomial that it turns into, the binomial squared that it turns into will turn into x plus b over 2 squared. So I do like a little halfway step because I need that number to say what it is squared. All right, now here's where they show kind of in general. So here's your x squared, which we're used to seeing. Here's where we take whatever our b value is and divide it by 2. Like here we had a 6. 6 divided by 2 was 3. And then here's that b over 2 squared I was talking about. All right, so this formula down here is the formula for completing the square. I really, really, really recommend having that written down. In fact, I'm going to label that as important. All right, so let's go ahead and let's try to do this without an area model. All right, so again, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this b term and I'm dividing it by 2. And then whatever number that is, you square it, and that'll be your c value. Now, if I was asking what is the factored form of the expression, I would end up writing it like this. I'd say the factored form would be x plus, and then the number when you just divided it by 2 squared. And the sign that you get here in the parentheses matches this first sign. The second one will always be a plus. All right, let's try it just one more time with our try it. So I'm going to start by going and taking my b value and dividing it by 2. And then you square that. All right, so my c value is 16. So if I were to write out the factored form, right, this just wants the c value, but I want to give you the factored form. I would put x plus, because of the plus here, 8 divided by 2 is 4 squared. So there we have it, guys. That is how to complete the square. Until next time.